in there. I just want to go offline here for a bit, as I did right from the beginning. But, you know, folks, I hope, first of all, everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And I had an opportunity to sit back this weekend and think of what we're grateful for and thankful for. And I'm very thankful, first of all, for the people of Ontario giving us the opportunity and the privilege to serve for another 4 years, I should say. And then I thought about my team. You know, Premier Harris, you probably won't like that. My dad was part of that team, but you had an incredible team. But I think I've been blessed with the best team in politics that I can ever remember. It's just one all-star, one after the other in every single ministry. And our bench is super, super deep. And I'm just blessed for that. Someone came up to me on the weekend, and we're chatting. You know, I was out and about, buying some food. We have a big family. We're big eaters, as you can see. But, you know, someone came up and asked, can you, I won't get into it, but can you do this? And I said, well, I'll look into it. But you have the power to do it. You're the most powerful person. And I stopped the person in his tracks. I said, I'm not the most powerful person. I have the most, you know, I have the largest responsibility. And I said, if I surround myself with incredible people like there are in this room, then we can do powerful things. And if you think of everyone in this room from every sector, it's just unbelievable. And we can make it or break it from just people in this room and the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of employees that you employ. And I know we can do it. We live in the greatest country in the entire world, bar none. We live in the greatest sub-sovereign nation in the world, bar none. And we could be the richest, most powerful, you know, most secure jurisdiction anywhere in the entire world. But I'll get into how we do this. We're here today to talk about Ontario's economy. We can't do so without acknowledging the elephant in the room. President Trump continues to take direct aim at Canada. Well, he's going to really go after us now. I'm reading my speech. I just called him an elephant. But anyways, can't call that guy any name. Anyways, he's added and expanded tariffs on Canadian steel, autos, aluminum, lumber, and copper, just to name a few. He went off kilter and started to go after cabinet makers and so on and so forth. By every measure, he seems intent on putting tariffs on pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, heavy trucks, film industry, and critical minerals. If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. A tariff on Canada is nothing more than a tax on Americans. And I tell that to my American friends. I talk to the governors, senators, and congressmen and women every single day. Ironically, even Republicans, they don't agree with that. They don't agree with President Trump's attack on his closest allies and friends. But unfortunately, they're too scared, to the exception of a few senators, too scared to say anything. Yale University has put out the cost of tariffs at about $2,400 for every American household and expects the American economy to shed nearly 500,000 jobs by the end of 2025. We're already seeing the impact. American manufacturing employment has declined for 5 months in a row, with 78,000 fewer manufacturing jobs in the U.S. today than a year ago. And folks, I'm a big Ronald Reagan fan. So, you know, I'm going through all Ronald Reagan and the great Prime Minister Mulroney at the time. And I approached my deputy chief, Travis, which is brilliant.
We're listening to Premier Ford speaking at the Empire Club in Toronto. And he just said earlier, talking about President Trump, he says he's taking direct aim at Canada with tariffs on cars, steel, minerals, etc. He calls it a tax on Americans. Now, this whole speech is called Protecting Ontario, delivered by Ford. And he says overall that he wants to protect this province and keep the economy and business competitive. Of course, we'll keep an eye on this speech, and if anything else comes out of it, we'll share it with you on 5 and 6 tonight.